moon, grandmother moon this morning on our new moon journey into our body minds with yoga this morning. And it is a double new moon in Cancer. And so we're getting very much influenced by this, our placements in alignment with the stars today and at this time. And the Cancer moon is a watery one. So we'll get a little flow going like water, a little steadiness going like that. Pause as the moon turns from dark to that tiny little silver sliver of a smile. And we'll see what Grandmother Moon wants to let us know about the message of Cancer today. This is the sign of greatest lunar influence. For this is the home of the moon, the sign of Cancer. We absorb the nurturing vibrations of the moon as she stimulates the sense of community in her children, the sense of belonging. Pleasure is very much part of this lunation. Life has created a beam of moonlight to hang some happiness on. I'm just gonna say that again because I like that line. Life has created a beam of moonlight to hang some happiness on. Yes, please. Eat heartily. Sample nurturance. Give yourself a massage. Get physical in nature. If you wish to have children, this is a good sign in which to conceive. And I want to add to that creative children, little green sprouting plants as children. Healthy, talented, abundant, and verdant children will come out of this lunation. In this sign, sow and plant everything from which leaves are taken. But don't plant things that must climb or grow upward. This is not a good time to take journeys, but it is great for beauty treatments and shopping for clothes. You can shop for clothes in the piles of clothes I have outside my door if anyone wants to come over. Attend to family matters now. Cultivate new friends. Possibly buy silver. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Eenor actually watches these sort of things and agrees with Grandmother Moon. He said, yeah, it's actually a good time to buy silver. And so if you want to buy silver, today's your day, people. New moon in Cancer. So settling in. And this is actually, there was something mentioned in there that's been coming up for me a lot in my teaching and in what I want to share at this time. And that is the practice of pleasure. It says the new moon, this watery moon, is very much about pleasure. The center of the water element in our body is in the womb, in the hips, in the pelvis, the bowl of the pelvis for all of you. And by womb, I mean energetic, creative, sensual, sexual place. Not necessarily that you have to have the womb. But we all have that creative center, that emotional place. And it is our emotions, right, our passion that drives us forward and gets us creating in life. So whatever it is you're looking to create or plant right now, you are supported by the cycles of the moon, the stars, the turning of the planet. In this great and complicated time that we're all in together. If you will, I invite you to hold your belly, to hold that watery place in your body. As you inhale, allow your belly to be soft and expansive into your hands. And as you exhale, soft jaw and tongue. And extend the exhale a bit so that you're lengthening it out and hugging into the navel a bit, engaging the core slightly. As you inhale again, soft belly into your hands. As you exhale, softening eyes, jaw, tongue, shoulders, and then engaging in the core at the bottom of that exhale. And may we hold ourselves gently and steadily this morning. May our practice of yoga in breathfulness, in awareness, and in the strength and fluidity of our body help us to remember ourselves as our own anchor, that greater self. So in yoga it's often listed as the capital S, the greater self, your highest, expansive, infinite self. And that little self, the little s, more that personality, who we are in this unique embodiment, how we generally show up in the world. So inviting ourselves to remember ourselves, our bigger self at this time. We hold ourselves with compassion and the contractions that happen in life, the pain, the loss, the turning in, the grief, the re-identifying as life changes so hugely, and maybe we're losing or dissoluting or letting go of things that we used to identify with. And now welcoming that watery, elusive, ever-changing freedom of not knowing, of re-identifying, of opening to the mystery underneath that thin silver smile of the moon. We welcome ourselves, our mysterious, expansive, watery selves. And we plant seeds of intention and seeds of new beginnings for projects. And we plant actual seeds to grow leafing, fruiting, rooting things. Imagine down into that rooting now, if you will. Feeling your connection to your watery self, your womb center, your energetic self, your roots, connecting to earth. Deep down into the beautiful and sometimes scary darkness of the underground, of the dreamscape, of the not knowing, opening ourselves courageously, cracking open the seeds of what might be, dropping in to that fecund, fertile ground of your own abundance, of your own innate strength, steadiness, and unfurling freedom. Deep, full breaths. Please stay in that steadiness as you like, or let the breath really move the waters of your pelvis, and let that move you. You might begin a little rock, forward and back. You might begin to draw circles. And again, we'll play with the pulsation today of steadiness and of fluidity, feeling our roots and the freedom that that rooting and grounding gives us to open greater, more confidently to the dance of life. And so it may show up different in times that your body says pause, or that I am suggesting pause and your body says go, do your thing, please. Listen to your body, listen to your breath, and notice if you're doing what feels easiest to you all the time, or if sometimes you want to be still, even when it's not the easiest thing. Or stay in a pose, even when you're shaking. If you've been circling in one direction, switch it up. And circle circle as long as you like. When you're ready, come back to center and lift that energy up. Begin to roll through your shoulders and your mouth. And switch directions as inspired. Follow the exhale to root down, press into the earth. Use that rooting down to lift tall and pause. Breathe into the steadiness and feel still how the echoes of that movement, that circular movement happen. Watch that residue slowly ripple out. Let us give thanks to all that has come before us, all the teachers, gurus, and lineages of the many paths of healing, of strengthening, of renewing, of uniting ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, of uniting with one another, with earth, with sky, with infinite, with divine. Yes, to all the teachings, to the steady foundation of knowledge that we stand upon, of this amazing, incredible time that we live in, of this confluence and synthesis of knowledge from throughout time and space. Wow, thank you. And from this steadiness, and from this knowing, like learning the scales of music, we open to the unknown, we open to improvisation, we open our arms and lift up to the sky and gather up and welcome our hands together and center down the sky, the infinite, the divine. We welcome the new, we welcome the knowing beyond words, inspiration, intuition, instinct. We pause, turning into our heart. In relative stillness and silence, we remember the knowing beyond words. We open to our inner wisdom that arises in this relative stillness. As we pause with hands pressed together at the heart, we feel these seemingly opposite sides of ourselves as one, connected in center. And may we also remember that in the world, those who we may appear to be in opposition with or things we may be struggling with, welcome. We see that they are gifts, that they are teachers. Or we see their potential for transmutation, composting. Thank you. Whatever is complete, may it be composted to serve and grow the new. Breathe your intention, breathe your yes, any word, mantra, or image that inspires you, that lights you up, that draws you forward. Yes to that. Breathe and repeat in present tense, affirmative, I am. Pat Sat. So it is. Simply rest hands upon the heart for a moment and breathe your heart's yes And if you will, join me, open jaw, open throat, try to vibrate down into your heart. Long ahs for 3. And we lift our hearts back up to the sky and open back wide and ripple that light and vibration of your heart out into the world, and shake yourself out and unwind in any ways you like, and come down to the earth to child's pose. In child's pose, if you need to, pad your knees or pad behind the knees. Press your hips back to the heels. And again, we'll pause in steadiness and stillness just a little bit more here. With the arms out in front of you as wide as your shoulders, push your hips back. And if you'd like to hear something I really love here these days, is just wagging the tail a little bit. Wiggle your hips side to side as you push your hips back and breathe into that opening. That wiggle is yours, engage it as inspired. Push the hips back and breathe your lower back. Imagine into that fertile ground of your being here, your hips, your pelvis, your womb, your low back, your low belly. Each breath breathing in, rooting in there, and drawing the breath and your vibration, your awareness up through your spine, through your heart, your throat, your mind, your head. And let's rotate your palms open, thumbs towards the earth, and breathe into that opening of the shoulders here, reaching the heart down, hips back, deep full breaths. Let's bring the palms together, bend into the elbows. Walk your elbows forward to reach through your triceps, and again reach your heart towards the earth. Breathe into this connection to your back body, to the back of the mind, the subconscious. And breathing into this dreaming place, remembering what it is, see it, imagine into it whole, realized your offering expansive, easy, flowing out into the world. Your yes to life, nourished, celebrated by your practice. Breathe into that, and let's imagine and vibrate that through the body mind with bee's breath or Brahmari, like the end of the Om and NG sound. As you do this, you're lifting again from the pelvic floor through the spine, imagining that rooting and sprouting up and out through the crown of your head. 3 Brahmari or bee's breaths. Let's begin to unfold that with the elbows as wide as the shoulders. Come to your forearms, hands together, push into your palms and widen the shoulders away from each other. Mount your heart slowly down towards the earth with those shoulders wide, hands pressing. And inhale, next push into the forearms and round between your shoulder blades. And pulse here, kind of like a cat and cow, but with those strong arms. Move with your breath. Let your breath move the spine, feeling that watery nature of your being, waves of breath, waves of fluidity through the spine. And you could breathe faster or slower as long as your breathing is deep and full as you can, and let those waves of breath move your body. Stay with that or return to that at any point. Otherwise, interlace your hands and turn the toes under. Fingers interlace, heart soft, toes under. Inhale, lift from the hips, up and back. And bend one knee deeply as you pull back from the hips. Inhale. Exhale, soft neck. Bend the other knee deeply as you pull back from the hips. Root through that other heel. Big breath in. Exhale. And then walk the feet or scoot them in between dolphin dog and dolphin plank. And let's pulse. Plank, dolphin plank. And back from your core, dolphin dog. Again, riding the waves of the breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale from the navel back, dolphin dog. Either breath pattern is fine, really. Again, just as much as possible. Breathful and moving on the waves of the breath. Let the breath be primary throughout your practice. Two more. And as we do all these pulsations of movement, again, you are welcome to pause in any of the shapes and just hold and breathe. When you're ready, come on down into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, hands wide. Pull on the earth, shoulder blades down the back. Squeeze your legs towards each other and press strongly into the earth. Press into your pubic bone, lift your navel, lift your heart. Drag yourself forward. You could pulse in and out of this pose or hold steady 5 breaths. Find as much opening in the shoulders as you can, as much length in the spine and strength in your core as you can. One more breath cycle. One last inhale, turn your toes under, and exhale, pull from your navel, forearm plank. Spin your thighs to the sky and lengthen your tailbone down. Lift your navel and reach through the crown of the head. Hold steady 8 breaths. Of course, come in and out of any of the poses or shapes we've made so far, or whatever your body is inspired to. 7 more breaths. Breathe and repeat your mantra. Maybe you come back down and come up onto your hands. Maybe you just push into your hands, lift your elbows, come up onto your hands, and then walk the feet in so that your hands and feet, just a bit, so your hands and feet are your leg lengths apart. One of your leg lengths between your hands and feet, and pull back strongly from the core. Let's play with this pose a bit. So wag your tail, just go ahead and swing your hips to one side and then the other. And as you do, check in with your feet. Look at your feet and your ankles. Are they strong? Are all 4 corners of your foot activated? Are your arches lifted? Breathe that wag of your hips. Stay with that, nice and mellow here. Or bring your hips way out to the right, chest forward to the hands, hips way out to the left, and back to the heels. So you're using big, big hip circles to kind of roll around between down dog and plank and back into down dog. Sometimes I call this drunken dog. So as you like, we'll do a couple more in one direction and then switch it up. At the back, switch directions. And take your time, make your way back once you feel even in both directions there to downward dog. Inhale and stretch your dog back, bend your knees very deeply, move your chest towards your thighs, your hips towards your heels, and pause there. Exhale all the breath out. Inhale, lift from your navel and ripple forward like a wave into plank. Inhale as you exhale, bend your knees, pull your hips back to your heels, lift from the navel and ripple forward. Again, waves of breath, waves of movement through tuck, plank, down dog. Options here, if this gets to be too much, you could simply lower your knees down, back to child's pose, pause as long as you like, into upward dog, back to plank, knees down or just knee bend, both of them, hips back to your heels, riding the waves of your breath. Three more breaths. Take your time, ripple forward one more time, and slow and steady as you can. Lower all the way down to the earth. Pause with your forehead on the earth. Let's stay fluid for a bit here. And roll one shoulder and then the other. Sway yourself side to side. Rippling the spine as you roll the shoulder. Spine sways to that side and then to the other side. You can sway that up and sway it back down. It might be a little low sway. You could add the neck. Go very slow and relax your jaw. Feel into that release of the neck, shoulder, jaw connection. Please stay with those circular movements or find Cobra, about 5 breaths. Your edge of Cobra. Lengthen forward on any exhale and slowly lower down partway, just until you can pick your hands up. Squeeze your legs together, lift the thighs. Pick your elbows and shoulders up onto the back and lengthen the back of the neck. Lift the navel and hold steady here for 5 breaths. Next inhale, lower the legs down, lift your chest up. Exhale, lower the chest down, pick your hands and legs up. Pulse like that. Again, holding either one or using that core strength to pulse in and out. 3 more breath cycles. Take your time. Once you're done, lower down and press your hips back to the heels. Let's continue our fluid movement here. Big circles in your hips. Hips way out to the side. Back to the heels. Hips out to the other side. And 4 big breaths. Big circles. Couple more in that direction. And switch directions as inspired. Take your time once you've gone in both directions there. Come on forward, hands and knees, open cow. Exhale, cat with the breath. Pause in either of those shapes, especially if there's some stickiness there or you feel like you're not getting as deep into one of the shapes as you could. Pause, give it breath, wiggle into it. Breathe into the sticky area. Stay in any hold, cow and cat, or big circles with your head and your hips. Right ear, hip, shoulder together, lift the navel round. Left ear, hip, shoulder together, big yummy circles. See if you can find that pleasure in your body. Notice where there's yum. Where's that yes to the aliveness that you're mixing up here? Joy that you can do that for yourself. Really enjoying your embodied life. Take your time at the bottom, switch directions. And take your time once you feel even in both directions. Find neutral spine, strong core on hands and knees. Like I'll wardrobe moment here. And with that, ribs and hips really connected and engaged here. Left or right knee out to the side. Big hip circles. And switch directions. Strong core, square up to the earth. Inhale, push the foot to the sky. No drop out in the lower back. There's no back bend happening here. We want to make the glutes strong to support strengthening lower back. Foot to the sky, inhale as you exhale, knee to the nose. Foot to the sky, press, lift the navel as you press that heel up. Exhale, knee to the nose, squeeze and curl in. 3 more. Lift that knee as high as you can. Squeeze the breath out as much as you can. Next time you curl in, shift forward and cross that right foot over your left thigh. You can sit back onto your heels or between your heels. And as always, stacking up, elbows, fists, props, blocks, blankets, bolsters, whatever you got. Stack them up. Pulse in and out of the pose. Stay sitting up or bow in. Relax your neck. Take that pause to turn into yourself, bowing in. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. Breathe deep. Full breaths. Repeat your mantra, your yes. 3 more breaths. Please stay longer if your body asks you to. Or stretch the arms out in front of you and just pull back up onto all fours. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Stay with that or circle. Just visiting all those little moves, circling if you are the other way. And hip circles. Both ways. Back to center, hip circles, second side, left knee out to the side. Switching directions. Square up the hips, engage the core, knit those ribs and hips together, and push that left foot to the sky. Inhale there. As you exhale, curl in, knee to the nose. Lift the knee as high as you can, round it as strongly as you can. Squeeze your breath out. Inhale, press up. Exhale, curl in, squeeze. 3 more. Shift forward. Cross that foot over the other thigh. Sit on your heels or open them wide. Sit back between your heels. Again, pulse in and out if you like, or find whatever support you need to rest your head. Bow in, soften your jaw, and take about 8 breaths, breathing and repeating your mantra here. Last breath or so. Follow any inhale to drape up. We're going to take a little pause on our seat. So we'll go ahead and just rock back into your sit bones and unwind your legs. Let's build up slowly here. Hug into your knees. You can even just rest. Feet on the floor, head to the knees. Breathe your back body. Again, marking points of steadiness to stay in or come back to. If it gets too swirly for you, you are your own anchor, your own rock in the storm. Here's that. Landing that. Landing that. Connecting to that, staying connected to this steady place, even as we build up a bigger, wilder, windier place. So when you're ready, hug into your knees so much and pull into your core and lift up and balance on your sits bones. Stay with this as you like, or let's play with some bigger movement here. So bring the hands behind you, squeeze your shoulders on the back. We're going to kind of massage into the gluteus medius, which we've been working on a little bit, so likely it will want that. We're going to roll over into the glute med, or the outer hip muscle on one side, and press the top foot over to the other side. Good, so rolling in. If you need to here, that bottom foot could be on the ground. This could be really mellow, and I don't want to say need, that's a desire. If you want it, go like that. Otherwise, legs up, keep lifting your chest and side to side. So get some nice weight rolling into that outer hip muscle. We're begin to warm up the churning of your spine. Inhale through center. Exhale as you push to the side. Keep the knees really connected. If you really hug the legs together, that'll be even stronger. Oh, it's a good massage on those outer hips with this extra weight of the lifted chest. I often do this one laying down. Got about 3 or 4 more to each side. Options, come on back to center, hug in, bow in. Or hug in the knees so much. Come up to lift and balance on your sits bones. Stay here in this little tuck, or begin to sprout your pose. You can hold the legs or the earth, shoulders on the back, lift your heart. Deep breaths, lift the lower back, strong core. Breathful here, support yourself as needed. Stay here, or let's row our boats, similar but different. One hand over the other, grab your oars. We'll roll out to one side as we push the feet through on the other. 3 more each side. Feet together, knees wide. Pull onto your ankles, lift your lower back. And if you know what's best for you here, you can sit up onto support of whatever sort. And pull into ankles. Pull shoulders down the back. Lift your heart. Stay right there in the lift of your heart. Or bring the hands behind you, root into the earth. Squeeze the shoulders. Lift your heart up even more brightly. Claw your fingers, root down. Stay there, or press into the root of your feet and blossom your hips to the sky. Squeeze shoulders, lift hips, lift heart. And then bring your knees together and find any way for you into a little tuck. Maybe you can just transition walking forward and a little tuck on your feet with your heels dropping down. Be as tucked as you can or as open as you need so that there's no sharp pain in your knees. And bow into yourself. It can even be a forward fold with the knees slightly bent or very deeply bent. Relax your neck. Breathe your back body. Two more breaths. Last inhale. And as you exhale, begin to push into your feet, straighten your legs and slide the arms back, press into the earth, keep the head heavy, and slowly, next 2 or 3 breaths, roll on up to stand. And take your time. Once you come to the top, pause. Feel your roots press down into the earth. Inhale, open wide and gather up. Exhale and center and focus in, hands to heart. Press into the palms, squeeze the shoulders on the back, lift your chest. Press into the feet, lift your navel, lift your heart, and breathe and repeat your mantra, your yes, I am. Slow and steady. Keep that rooting and that hugging and pour the weight into your left foot. Slide your right foot up the inseam and tuck the elbows and knees into one another. Inhale here in this little tuck, and as you exhale, press back, reach through the heel, reach the arms back, reach out through the crown of the head. You can hold steady here, hands on furniture or wherever, or pulse back to your little tuck, back into flying. Five more breaths. Three more. warrior three. Inhale, push through the heel and the crown of the head. Next exhale, step way back, high lunge, square your hips up. Press your hips down, lift and lengthen up out of the waist. Bend your front knee deep, lengthen your spine out. Shoulders on the back, deep full breaths. At any point, arms up, you can hook the thumbs or clasp the hands and pull on that hold to lengthen that open side and also to squeeze the shoulders on the back and shine the heart bright. 3 more breaths. Last inhale, stretch it out as you exhale, back heel down, open into warrior two. Let's go palms up, roll those shoulders down the back. I invite you to play here. You can play with straightening the front leg, arms up, bending into the front knee, flowing the arms down, or just hold the pose steady. 4 more breaths. Little bit of a longer stance if you're able, Wendy, so that when you bend, keep the knees directly over the ankle and not forward of it. It's just going to be a little more safe for the knees, a little more stretch. Looks great, everyone. The next time that you come into the pose, again, hold steady, pull the feet together, squeeze the shoulders together, stay there, or inhale, you reach forward, the top hand, front hand, exhale, reach way back with the back hand. Take a little swim, strong legs, steady legs, fluid upper body. Arms can get as fancy and swimmy and dancey here as you like. Couple more breaths. Any variations, any neighbors, visit them. Take your time. Begin to find your way back. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And exhale, deepen into that front groin triangle. Push into that bottom leg and roll, face chest to the sky. And lay on back from your top shoulder. Bottom hand can be on the shin or the floor or block. Keep rolling those bottom ribs in. Activate your feet. Again, we want those equally activated feet. Pull into the core, lay back from the shoulder. Hold steady here. 8 to 10 breaths. Or arm vinyasa, reach back. Flow through. Notice if one of the areas that you pass through is stickier. Maybe stay there and give it a little extra. A few more breaths, 3 or 4. Take your time. Come back into triangle. Top hand to your hip. Bend into the front knee. Here's where you may want to flop. And bring your hand outside of that front foot about 45 degrees. And a foot or less. And pull the back foot up into the core. As much as you can, get that back foot to hip height. Hug into the core strongly again with your shoulders and the back foot. Hold steady here. Or bend that top knee, reach back for your ankle or foot, and kick back. Squeeze your shoulders, lift your heart, deep full breaths. Four more breaths. Big inhale as you exhale, unwind. Bend that front knee. Step the back foot way back, both heels in, toes out. Open up, Devyasana, sink it in. Again, you can inhale and lift up out of this, and exhale and sink into it. Or just hold steady. Continue to hold steady in the pose or pause in the pose. Inhale. As you exhale, side bend. Press into one elbow, reach the other arm up overhead. Exhale, pull up from the navel, transition. Press the other elbow into your thigh, other arm up overhead. Couple more each side. Or hold still and breathe. Come on back to center, steady, 5. Tailbone down, navel up. Try to get the shoulders in line with your hips. Yeah, keep going, Molly. Longer tailbone, lift core. Awesome, so strong. Yeah, sink it in, everyone, a little lower. Lift the corners of the mouth. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, stretch it out. Parallel feet, arms out. Pull the feet together, squeeze the shoulders together. Breathe your star pose. Repeat your yes. More breaths. Own your space. Shine it out. Follow your next exhale. Arms down. Clasp the hands behind you. Hook your thumbs or hold on to something. Squeeze shoulders on the back. Lift your heart right. Breathe that opening of your heart or pull the hands down. Open it even more. Stay there longer. Squeeze the shoulders together. Spiral your thighs back and reach your heart forward. Bow in. Hold your ankles or your feet. Draw the crown of your head long towards the floor. You can walk the hands back behind you if you'd like. Any pause. Last few breaths between sides here. Please stay with that longer or walk towards the foot that you want to be the front side of your mat so that when you open the left leg, you'll be facing the screen or whatever you want to be facing. Maybe move through a vinyasa. Holding steady, always an option. Flowing, always an option. Up and back when you're ready, down dog. 5 breaths, optionally 5 breaths in child's pose. Please stay longer as you like or gently follow the wave of your breath to unfurl yourself through down dog and into forward fold at the front of your mat. Make your feet strong. Again, look and see that you're equally activated through your feet. Lifted arches. Hug in, muscles to bones, root to rise, and roll or fly up. Ground into the earth, open wide and gather up. Exhale and center and focus. Press into the palms, shoulders up the back. Hug in, muscles to bones. Everything up and into the core. Pour the weight into your right foot. Slide that left foot up. And tuck in, elbows to knees. Inhale here. Stay there as you like. When you're ready, exhale and press back. Reach to the heel and the crown of your head as much as you can. Level out side to side and head to heel. And pulse with your your breath. Tuck back in. Inhale there, use that exhale to transition. Inhale your pose. Exhale, transition. Or with whatever pace or pause is right for you. And about 5 more breaths. Two more breaths. Take pause next time you pass through a warrior 3. Inhale, exhale, step way back. Hands to hips, find the alignment of your lunge. Front knee directly over that ankle, hips square. Drop the tail down, lift your navel. Keep lengthening up through the spine. Hands can stay on hips apart, hands up. All right, now it looks like you could walk your right foot a little further to the right. Yeah, and then really use that gluteus medius to pull back from that outer right hip. Yeah, that's awesome. Hook the thumbs, pull, or clasp the hands and pull. Squeeze the shoulders, lengthen your spine. Deep full breaths. Last 2 breaths here. Last inhale as you exhale, open that back heel out, sink in. Warrior 2, again rotate palms up so shoulders are rolled down. Make sure as you sink deep into the pose that the knees directly over the ankle. Looks great, everyone. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, sink it in. Big breaths wherever you're at, in the nose, out the mouth. The breath, be any deeper or fuller. Are you going on automatic at all? Are you really riding the waves of the breath? Go for that. 4 more breaths. Again, feel free to hold steady, working the legs hugging in, strong core, strong legs, and let's just flow the upper body forward and back on the waves of your breath. And again, that could just be a little shift forward and back, or a very big reach forward and back. That could be a whole lot of fancy in your arms and your shoulders. Keep the legs as steady as you can. Be your own anchor that allows the boat of the love of your being to just fall around freely on the sea, secured, held. Play with it, 3 or 4 more breaths. Take your time when you're ready. Come back up, straighten the front leg and deep in the groin. Reach forward, fingertips to shin, block or earth, roll the bottom ribs, face chest to the sky. Lay back from the top shoulder. Hug the earth with your feet and pull the feet together. Engage the legs strongly. Stay here, long spine. So if you could let the neck go there if you like. Or arm vinyasa. Or hold steady in any of the positions of the arm in triangle. About 5 or 6 more breaths. Follow any exhale to again really steer those bottom ribs, face chest to the sky, top hand to your hip, bend in into the front knee. And bring that bottom hand outside of your foot, about 45 degrees from your pinky. And foot burlesque. Reach through the back heel and out through the crown of your head. Up to the core, stay there. Or maybe bend that top knee, reach back for ankle or foot, and kick back, squeeze the shoulders. And the edge of half moon pose. All your variations are welcome. Thank you for listening to your body today. 3 more breaths. Use an exhale when you're ready to slowly transition, keeping that core strength engaged, and step way back, and heels in, toes out again, open it up. Let's pulse in and out of that. Inhale, coming up, all limbs straight. Exhale, heels in, toes out, sink it in. Devyasana, maybe with that lion's breath, tongue to chin, eyes to the sky, and force your breath out. Good. 3 more. And hands to your thighs, press those thighs wide, hips back. Inhale long, exhale, press and spiral. Squeeze your breath out. Inhale, open center, exhale, press and spiral. With your breath, a couple more each side. Do what you need to get even on both sides. Once you are, open up, Devyasana, tail down, navel up, as much as you can, hips and shoulders in alignment, base of the skull and base of your spine in alignment. Hold steady, 4. Heels out, arms out, parallel feet. Squeeze the shoulders, squeeze the hands, breathe your superstar. Soft knees, strong legs, lifted core, lifted heart. 8 breaths. You might close your eyes and turn in. Notice the energy or emotions that arise. Maybe they do, or stories as you hold steady in this audaciously big, shiny pose. Own it, it's yours. You're a child of the universe. Audaciously bright and shiny is your nature. Just a couple more breaths. And any big inhale, follow the exhale, arms down, hook hands, or clasp anything, squeeze shoulders, pull hands and feet together as you lift the heart. Stay here or pull the hands down, any edge of back bend. Stay there, keep pulling the feet together, spiral your thighs back and reach your heart forward. Little bend in the elbows, squeeze your shoulders, relax your neck. Stay there or hold your ankles or walk the feet back, hands back behind you and draw the crown of your head long towards the earth. If you're so inspired, you could play with anything from that shape or move through a final vinyasa. In about 6 to 8 breaths, we're going to meet in a seat. So if you want to come to a seat sooner, which actually my body does, I'm going to come to a seat. You all flow or rest in the forward fold or in a seat. When you're ready, we'll come and meet. About 4 or 5 breaths in, feet together, knees wide. And we're going to begin to turn in, turn down, slow down just a little bit more. So from feet together, knees wide, pull onto your ankles, push into your feet, pour the bowl of the pelvis forward, and lift your navel, lift your heart. Here I've got a sprained ankle thing, so I'm holding from under the ankles so the ankles stay straight and strong. You can also use support underneath if you're ever dealing with an ankle stuff. Under the shin, that is, so the ankles stay straight. And pull into whatever hold you've got there, lift your heart, stay there. Or you could come inside. You could use your hands, your elbows on the top to ease the legs wide. Again, since I'm still nursing this sprained ankle thing, I'm gonna use my forearms to support the ankle. And wherever you're at, use the strength of your hands on your legs or your elbows on your legs to draw the spine long, low back in. Pelvis pouring forward, lengthen spine, reach through the heart as long as you can. And wherever your edge is, then drop the neck, heavy head. Bow into that watery aspect of yourself, to your pelvis, your energetic womb, the creative, sensual, sexual source of your emotions and creative expression. What are you choosing to grow, to heal, to celebrate at this time? Hold at your edge or pulse in and out if you still want to ride the waves there. Go for it. Otherwise, taking pause to root, to anchor, to steady. 5 or 6 more breaths. In the nose, soft jaw, out the mouth. Please stay there longer if you like, or gently unwind and drape back up. You may or may not need support for your seat for this next bit. We're going to come into wide-legged Janu Shirshasana. Right heel into your center, left leg as wide as you like. And before we dial that in all the way, let's just go for some uplifting moments. You could hold steady here right away, or press into the earth, lift and spiral a bit, right hand outside of that hip. Push down into your feet, lift your hips, lift your heart, soft neck, arm vinyasa. Or just holding, maybe reaching away with a heavy head. Get that neck shoulder release there. Stay as you like, last breath or two. When you're ready, follow any exhale to come back down. And when you come down, really tilt the pelvis forward, even reach in front of you so that pelvic bowl tilts back. And then land the sit bones, lower back is still moving in. Lift up, press and spiral towards the bent knee. Left hand to that knee or thigh, press into the earth, lift and twist. Scoop that left shoulder blade down the back, turn, look behind you. There's lots of ways to play with that neck-shoulder connection here. You could play with that. Or simply root, sits bones, lift tall spine. Inhale as you exhale, breathe the spiraling into twist. Three more breaths. then right arm up and over. Add a side bend to that twist. So keep the twist as much as you can. You can hold the base of your skull here and press the head back. Reach through the elbow length in both side bodies. Deep full breaths here. 5 more. Please stay as you like. When you're complete there, lift up, unwind, spiral towards the straight leg. Might re-engage, pelvic bowl pouring forward, lower back moving in, pull on the earth or your leg, and keep reaching forward from the heart. Rest the head on the hands or any props, or stay sitting upright. What feels best in your body right now? Where is your breathful edge on this side today? Let the breath inform you. Ride the breath into the edge. Just lean into those waves. Long, slow, deep breaths. Let the watery waves quell a bit here in relative stillness. Feel the delight, the aliveness in your body. Thank you, body. I am love and revolution. I am riding the waves of life with ease and trust. I am powerful grace. Last couple of breaths. Follow any inhale to press in and drape on it. And switch the weight back. Bring your feet together for a pause. Pull into your ankles, lift lower back, maybe butterfly your knees. Stay with that as you like, play with it as you like. So after doing that first stretch like this and really supporting my ankle, now my hips are warmer in this direction, so my ankle's not trying to take the stretch or my knee as much, and it doesn't hurt anymore. Taking care of ourselves. It's amazing how quickly that can show up. And when you're ready, we're gonna bend the left knee, right leg extends, left hand outside of that right hip. And again, uplifting moments. You're welcome to press into your feet and the hand as you like. Open that top arm up. And exhale, you could float it back down. Or just hold at the top. Arm vinyasa or release for the next shoulder. Side body. Heart open. 5 more breaths. And take your time. Follow any exhale back down to your seat. Press in, lift, and spiral towards that left knee. Again, as you come down, you might really lean forward so the pelvic bowl is forward and you're on the front edge of your sits bones. Optionally, you could manually dial that in, spinning the thighs and flesh of the sit bones back. Right hand to your left knee or thigh, draw those right toes back. Active right leg presses down. Push into the earth, lift your heart, and spiral towards the bent knee. Deep full breaths in the nose. Out the mouth. Breathe your twist. About 5 breaths more. Long, slow, deep breaths in the nose. Out the mouth. Who's here at the door not noticing we're in the middle of a class?
Please leave.
We're teaching class right now. We're live streaming. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Our realtor is a bit insane, I think. I can say that.
That's crazy Karen.
Oh.
Crazy Nancy.
Oh, funny. Okay, all our neighbors are crazy. Long, slow breaths. Stay with just the twist as long as you like, or put a side bend on it. Root into the sit bones and reach up and out with that top hand. Stay there or hold the base of the skull. Press your head back and reach through the elbows. Breath, full body. You know, the music's been so beautiful. Thank you. You even stayed steady through the distraction.
It's just really crazy that
It is crazy.
For those listening, a random neighbor just put their head in the
Stay with that as you like, or gently unwind. Press into the earth on either side of the extended leg or pull on your leg. Lift and spiral. Align your spine with the leg. And again, really try to find that pelvic tilt. Roll the pelvic bowl forward. Lower back in. Heart lifted. This is not about how far you go. We really want to find those natural curves of the spine. Lower back in. Heart reaching forward. Staying more upright. Or stack up elbows, fists, props of whatever sort, and make your way to your edge. Waves of breath. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale, letting go. Any place that you can melt without forcing, but with some effort and sense of stretch. Strong legs, little engagement in the core, long spine, and let the shoulders go. Let your neck go. Relax your face. Soft jaw, soft tongue, long, slow exhales, melting, grounding, letting go. Another 3 or 4 breaths here. Please stay there as you like, or follow an inhale to gently press and drape up. I want to invite you to 2 lost forward folds. I also want to acknowledge, if you are on Zoom and on timing with us today, that we are going to go a little past noon, unless you all just go, no, right now, and then I'll stop it faster. Otherwise, 2 more forward folds, and then our final resting, where I'll read to you again. When you're ready, wide-legged seat. If this is rounding your pelvis and your lower back, please, please, please sit up on a block or a pillow. Use your sits bones on the edge of a lift to pour the pelvic bowl forward. Take hold of your thighs and spin the inseams back. Pick up the flesh of your booty. Pick the flesh of your sit bones back behind you. Again, really on the edge of those sits bones, the front edge. Press into the earth. Lift your heart, shoulders on the back. Draw the toes back. Strongly press the legs down into the earth. If the legs need to be bent, that's fine too. Bend your knees, but push your heels down and drag them back to plug those femurs in. Pour the pelvis forward, reach the heart forward. Sitting upright, maybe an edge, stay there. Or maybe, 1 breath at a time, you lengthen the spine and bow in. And find any setup of the hands, elbows, props to rest your forehead. Long, slow, letting go breaths. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you all for supporting yourself, for listening to your needs, to being in the shape that's right for you right now. Wherever that edge is, that breathful edge, allow the melting. About 5 breaths more in this shape. And feel free to stay there longer or gently press in and drape up to come into Paschimottanasana or legs together, forward fold. This could be a little more intense in the back body line. Again, sit up on something if you need to, bend the knees as needed. Wherever you're at, a rooting and a pulling back. Thank you, Wendy. And lengthen your spine forward. Lifting the heart. Any breathful edge here or stack up. Once you find your breathful edge, supporting just with a stacked spine or maybe stacking up props to support you. We'll have about 8 to 10 breaths in a final forward fold. If you need to or would prefer, of course, you can move into your final resting shape, Shavasana or meditation. We'll spend another 5 or 7 minutes together if possible. I see you all dropping out. Thank you, Serena. So much love. Please stay in that shape as long as you like, or follow any inhale to drape up slowly and find a steady final resting place in meditation or Shavasana. Whatever final resting shape is right for you. When you're ready, make your way there. Immerse yourself in the rapture of what brings you joy and pleasure. You know what you love. Go there. Tend to each detail, each sensation. rising up from the nothingness and dissolving again. The vibration of the universe draws us into the spacious resonance of the heart. The body becomes as light as the sky, and you at one with the great magician, the great creator, who is even now singing us into existence. Tantriyadi Vadya Shabdeshu Dirgishu Krama Samshtite Ananya Cheta Pratyante Para Vyoma Vapu Bhavet. Become as one, the great creator who is even now singing us into existence. Please stay resting as long as you desire or are able. When you are ready to transition, recall your watery self, dancing with the breath of your infinite self. Welcome that breath to deepen and lengthen. Let the breath ride you back in on waves of yes, yes, yes to your embodiment, to the pleasure and wonder and creativity of being alive here, now, together in this time of healing, this time of renewing. Breathe and repeat your yes. Wiggle and sparkle and spiral your yes out through your fingers and your arms and your wrists and your ankles, and your legs, and stretch yourself long. Breathe your fullness, your aliveness, and let that yes to life, your fully embodied yes, bring you back into this moment, holding on to that steadiness at your center, that remembrance of your wholeness and your fullness. Even in this time of the dark moon, we remember it's not gone, it's still there, it's still full, we just can't necessarily see it right now. So feeling that anchor of yourself, that steady rock of your big self, and let your little self dance and ride the waves of life, knowing no matter what it is you need to feel, or to welcome, or to let go of, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Keep going. Things will keep moving and changing. Thank you. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for trusting life. Thank you for doing the work to trust yourself. The light within me sees and honors that light within each of you. Wherever you're at, take a pause to bow into that light within yourself. Thank you, body. Thank you, body, mind. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, breath. Thank you to one another. Thank you to all of our guides and beloveds on this path in all time and space. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Thanks for practicing with me. And Eenor, thank you, Eenor, for the beautiful, beautiful music. Namaste. Namago. Jaima. I say bye in live streaming world. Thank you all. You can find us lots of ways online. Otherwise, reach out as you like. Don't